North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has vowed his full and unconditional support to Russia during a meeting with Vladimir Putin. The two global outcasts discussed the possibility of military cooperation, but so far there is no sign of any solid agreement on a weapons deal. Here's our Europe correspondent, John-Paul Gonzo.
Over crab dumplings and Russian wine, an accused war criminal and a global pariah toasted their ever-closening relationship. Kim Jong-un's visit to Russia is his first in 4 years. This meeting seen as a show of a deepening, dangerous new alliance. On the agenda, according to President Putin, economic cooperation, humanitarian issues and the situation in the region. It's unclear if an arms agreement was discussed. Russia is in dire need of more weapons. Its stocks are dwindling as the war in Ukraine drags on. North Korea has a vast stockpile of Soviet-compatible munitions, and Kim Jong-un has offered his support for what he calls Russia's sacred fight against the West. We believe with certainty that the Russian army and people will achieve a great victory, the North Korean leader said.
No nation on the planet, nobody, should be helping Mr. Putin kill innocent Ukrainians.
Any deal would likely see North Korea get food aid and Russian satellite technology, allowing Kim Jong-un to better aim precision missile attacks.
Russia's principal priority right now is to be successful in Ukraine, and it would do pretty much anything in order to achieve that.
As the two leaders met at a Siberian spaceport, Ukraine launched a massive attack on Crimea. The target was the Russian Navy's Black Sea Fleet. 2 ships were damaged and dozens of people were injured in what is one of the largest strikes in the region since the war began. A message perhaps from Ukraine that it won't be intimidated by Russia or its allies, old or new. John-Paul Gonzo for 10 News First.
2 weeks on the run has come to an end for a convicted murderer in Pennsylvania. His time on the lam ending thanks to a burglar alarm and a heat-seeking camera. Officers were drawn to the area when the alarm went off, putting up a plane with a thermal imaging camera. They found the prison escapee curled up under bushes near a main road. He was quickly subdued by a police dog before troopers made the arrest.
Our nightmare is finally over and the good guys won.
It was a scary couple days.
Law enforcement even stopped to take a group photo with Cavalcante before taking him back to prison, where he'll continue serving a life sentence for killing his ex-girlfriend. Libyan authorities are warning that the death toll from the devastating flooding could climb as high as 20,000 as more bodies wash up on beaches and are dug out of ruined buildings. Aerial shots have revealed the extent of destruction, drones capturing the scar left by the rushing torrent as it tore through Derna. Turkey has sent specialist recovery teams to help with digging through the mud and rubble, as well as scouring the coastline for victims. Those found are being quickly buried in mass graves to avoid any outbreak of disease. Aftershocks are continuing to rattle large parts of Morocco, bringing down already weakened buildings and putting the lives of search and rescue teams in jeopardy. This was the moment one struck, sending rescuers and media running for their lives. And there have been more reports of tragedy high in the Atlas Mountains. An entire village there crushed when a giant slab of rock broke away and slid down the valley. There are reportedly no survivors. While further down the ranges, whole families have been dug out with very few injuries. A fire in Vietnam's capital has killed at least 56 people and injured dozens more. The blaze is believed to have started in a parking garage before spreading to an apartment building. Flames leapt from windows and dark smoke billowed over the city as firefighters battled for hours to try to get it under control. The building owner has been arrested. It is believed the building had been illegally renovated and did not meet fire regulations. Aliens, they walk among us, or at least they did, according to evidence from a journalist and a Mexican congressional inquiry. These two apparently mummified beings were reportedly found in Peru and are considered by a small group of believers to be non-human and now part of a terrestrial evolution. The shriveled child-sized bodies set the chamber abuzz and sparked a social media frenzy, but similar claims by the same journalist have been debunked in the past. In 2017, similar discoveries were reportedly found to be the remains of mummified children or papier-mâché dolls. The world's biggest car makers have descended on the Motor City to spruik their latest and greatest creations for both the road and the sky. Trucks and SUVs were abundant from the American heavyweights in Detroit, with Ford and General Motors revealing their newest offerings. They included the latest sports star to abandon the traditional V8, the Corvette E-Ray, faster than ever before thanks to a fully electric powertrain. And for those who want to stay a little less grounded, well, there's this.
Like, I feel like I'm going to fall out of it. I got to get higher. Wow, very cool.
It's a two-seater, takes 2 people plus luggage, 550 pounds, goes for about 100 miles on a single charge.
It is soon to be America's first mass-produced flying car, and compared with the European Exotica on display, priced at a relatively reasonable $150,000. Prince Harry and wife Meghan have joined a group of Aussie supporters at a game of wheelchair basketball at the Invictus Games. Walking hand in hand, the Duke and Duchess headed straight for the green and gold section and, of course, said g'day to a few familiar faces. As the game heated up and the music started playing, Harry and Megs joined in to cheer the teams on. The couple headed off at the final whistle for more Games duties.